What is up, everyone? My name would be OG Nick Marsh. This is Focus Hip Hop Entertainment. This is episode
Oh
eight.
shit. That sound right.
No. This is episode 9. Sorry,
Oh shit.
this is episode 9 of
That
the
sound right too.
Greetings Earthworms podcast. My name is OG Nick Marsh, as I already said. I don't know why I felt the need to say it again. And then I'm here with my co-host Hester Valentine.
Yo.
Oh my God. Hold on. I gotta grab the trivia question. Jesus. Give me a sec. I'll be right back.
For those who didn't know, the trivia questions are physical. I mean, I think this was established at the top of the series, but for the new listeners, physical question cards. Some real like the weakest link shit. Oh wait, that's actually stupid. They did not use
Sorry.
physical cards on weakest link. I don't,
Sorry. I didn't have my headphones on.
oh yeah, no, I was keeping the people entertained.
Dope.
It's the
Um,
audio experience.
yes. Okay, I think this is yeah. Oh my the box. Oh shit. The box for this trivia game is broken, so okay, this is a good one. Hmm. Yes. So we have a lot of shit to talk about today. The preceding episode was our interview with Teller Banks. So we were kind of focused on Teller that episode. So it's been about a month since we've spoken about like new releases and shit and like what we've been listening to. So we're probably gonna have a lot to say about that. And then I've also been doing a lot of shit. Um, Hester has had some stuff going on in his life as well. So we have a lot of shit to talk about. First, we're gonna do the trivia question, then we'll get into all that shit. And in this episode, we are going to be discussing Earl Sweatshirt's most critically acclaimed album, Some Rap Songs. So yeah, I think right after we do the trivia question, we can just go ahead and start talking about that album before we do the rest of the episode.
Uh,
All right, so the question is, what underground rapper, known for his work in the group Strong Arm Steady, plays the villainous Tobias Whale on Black Lightning? The
Percy P.
the look on your face right now is just like, nigga, what? But yeah, so it's I actually never I haven't really listened to Strong Arm Steady yet. That's kind of a blind spot for me. Um but yeah, it's I don't know how you pronounce this guy's name. I've heard him on features, but I'm not super familiar with him. I think it's Krondon.
Mm. Salute to him. Or salute to them, yeah.
Yeah. Um
I imagine you killing it on Black Blade.
yeah. I don't even know what Black Lightning is, to be honest.
Thought that was Joey Badass or some shit, you
No,
know. So,
that's a West
Lionel
Coast.
from Odd Future.
Um all right, well yeah. So there's the trivia. Um, I gotta check out some Strong Arm Steady. I know their album, maybe Classic is a bit extreme, but I know like the album In Search of Stony Jackson is supposed to be really great. So I'm gonna check that out someday. But yeah, some rap songs. All right, so as I've stated multiple times, in the past uh 8 years since Some Rap Songs was released. I fucking hated this album when it came out. Um, I was not ready for the stylistic uh switch up, I guess. And I was just really, it was really jarring to me when the album came out. Um, when I heard it the first time, there was only one song that I liked on the album, which was December 24th, I think is the name.
Yeah.
That was the only song I liked the first time I heard the album. Um, I didn't think the album was just disappointing. I thought it was a legitimately bad album. And what made it even more frustrating was the fact that I seemed to be the only person that didn't like the album. Um, but I think I said this on a previous episode. I uh I hadn't returned to the album in full since it came out, really. So I only listened to the album a couple times. Um, I went back to like some of the more popular tracks that people would like when I would tell people I didn't like the album, they'd be like, you didn't even like Azukar or Riot or Eclipse." So for whatever reason, well, hold on, let me I'll save that for later. But yes, I re-listened to the album for the first time in years. I actually listened to it earlier today. Um, and before I listened to it, I was like, I think I'd probably appreciate it more um these days since I kind of have more of an idea of what to expect and I won't be so thrown off. Um, but yeah, I listened to it and to be honest, I think I hate it even more now. Just kidding. I actually don't think it's a bad album anymore. I think it's a pretty decent album. I still don't really like it that much, but there are a lot more songs on here that I do enjoy. December 24th is still my favorite track, but I actually like it more than I initially did. I think that song's dope as hell. Um, I didn't like Shattered Dreams. I didn't like Red Water. Cold Summers was the first song I heard where I was like, okay, I see, I actually like this. Um, Nowhere to Go was dope. On the Way was okay. The only song that I dislike, like actively dislike now, is The Mint, um, which is kind of frustrating still because Navy Blue is at this point one of my favorite rappers of all time, I would say. Um, and I even like these days, I even like him more than Earl himself. But that song just I can't. I don't even remember. I think it's just like I definitely appreciate the album more now. And so here's the thing. Lyrically, I think this album is pretty awesome. I think Earl's rapping is really good on this album. Um, the production is just kind of hit or miss for me. Like Shattered Dreams, I think the beat's okay, but it's just like way too repetitive for me, and I get bored pretty quickly. I'm actually really glad that I decided to revisit it because it made me happy to not hate it anymore. The first time I heard the album, I remember uh I really hated the song Eclipse for some reason. Like that was my least favorite track. And then now when I listen to it, I like am kind of confused as to why that particular song stood out in such a bad way. I could go back to I haven't reread my review. Um, but it's still up there. It's still available from back in 2018. It's probably a not good review. Like not me saying that it's a negative review. I'm saying like it's probably a poorly written review because I was like 20 years old. I was just coming off of a really bad mental health episode and I didn't really so 2019 is the year where I feel like I really found my groove as a blogger. Um those first or like 3 years, actually that's 4 years. The first 4 years of my blog were not they were very rough. I'll just say that. Um, but yeah, so Cold Summers is really dope. Nowhere to Go is really dope. December 24th, I think, is fire. Um, and it's funny because I remember when this album came out, I thought that Earl's vocal delivery was really like lazy and he sounded too like lackadaisical. But like if you compare this to the shit he's doing these days, like he sounds a lot more alert and he's rapping with more he sounds more nonchalant when he raps in 2026 than he did in 2018. So, yeah. Overall, I think it's a pretty solid album. It's still my least favorite Earl album, but I don't think it's bad at all. And I don't even think it's mid. I think it's pretty solid. So yeah.
So yeah, nah, I heard it when it came out too, and I feel like I instantly fucked with it.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure. Like I don't really remember going through a period of time like not liking this album.
Hmm.
Um,
Wait,
if
I
I
have a quick
did,
question.
yeah,
Did you hear any of the singles before the album came out?
I may have heard Nowhere to Go.
Okay.
And no, actually, no, I'm lying. I heard Nowhere to Go and The Mint. I
Hmm.
think I heard them both. Yeah.
Where did they were you like excited for the album after you heard those?
Um, Nowhere to Go. I thought like I was like, oh, Earl is back. So because I think that was the first one. So I think I was like
Hmm.
just excited that Earl was back.
Yeah.
And then and then The Mint. I was like, oh, he's rapping. I was like, this is gonna be dope. So
Hmm.
so yeah, I fucked with the singles. Like I didn't expect like I didn't know we were gonna get like the record we got, but I was like he's rapping. It's not like
Hmm.
he's back on bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even when the album came out, I liked the lyrics and I liked the writing, but I just it was like musically, for whatever reason, I just uh I was not ready for let me see what else came out in 2018. Just um so I can get an idea of what was happening. So Travis Scott's Astro World, uh Pusha T's Daytona, Cardi B's Invasion of Privacy, Kids See Ghosts, and Earl Sweatshirt is the other one they have listed here. Which Earl Sweatshirt, out of those albums, Earl's is like way more like alternative, um, just like not unconventional compared to all those other albums in that list. So some of this shit, it's crazy that Earl's album. out of the stuff I'd heard from this list was my least favorite. Because I'm definitely taking some rap songs over Astro World. I'm definitely taking it over Nipsey Hussle's Victory Lap. Definitely over Mac Miller's Swimming. Probably over Whack World by Tierra Whack. Definitely over Scorpion by Drake. I I might take some rap songs over Fetty by Currency and Freddie Gibbs. Definitely over KOD by J. Cole. Definitely over Kamikaze by Eminem. And yeah.
Damn, you really like Kids See Ghosts, man.
I haven't listened to that album since the year it came out, to be honest, but I did really love it at the time. Oh,
I think
well,
it's
the
pretty
song
good.
I think it's called Cuddy Montage. I actually love that song. That's the one song I return to from that album. Um, although if someone told me they thought that song was terrible, I would understand. But yeah,
I
it's
haven't. I don't remember what it sounded like, but I think it's terrible.
wait. So did you not like that album?
I didn't dislike it. It's cool. Like I haven't gone back and listened to it since like
Hmm.
2019, 2020. Like
Same.
really, like yeah, like it's Daytona to me was like the really that one was really dope.
I
I
agree.
really like Daytona, but Kissy Ghost is like it was is solid. Like it wasn't bad. Like
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think it was like way
I'm certainly taking some rap songs over it though. I mean,
mhm.
I think it's like a like I don't want to. That's the discourse the podcast starts. The kids he goes for some. Please don't. That that's so stupid. But but in the context of the list that you brought up, if
So
I had
you
to
mean to
go on
tell
an
me
island,
you mean to tell me that you're taking the Mint over Reborn?
absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, every day of the week, actually.
I thought, to be honest, I thought that the some rap songs part of this episode would last longer, but it is a very short album, and I kind of said everything I had to say about it already.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, the it's a great record, like super bold, um really dope rapping and writing. Yeah, you you pretty much said it all. I mean, I like it a lot more than you do. Like I like the chances he took. I think like what made him so like what made him and this record so influential for like a lot of people, I think, is like just the emotiveness of it,
Hmm.
and a lot of that is and how he writes and like songs like Red Water, songs like Peanut, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like I don't know, like I don't know, the record was like really like it felt really raw and I don't know, I just at the time like I just remember like there was like a wave of people just like just coming out just like imitating this,
Yeah,
Like
I remember it. I remember that well because I reviewed a lot of that shit. Like Madani, who is the disgraced uh alleged
yeah,
sexual assaulter who was in that scene for a bit. Um Sixpress, uh who I believe doesn't he have like credits on this album? Yeah, Ade Hakim. He produced
yeah,
Nowhere to Go. Um that dude is a fucking idiot, but he was talented. Um I don't think anyone wants to work with him anymore because he's like a Trump apologist and he has another like a lot of other crazy views. But yeah, who else? Obviously there's Mavi and uh Overcast to an extent. Like when the Try Again album sounds very inspired by this to me. Um there's this dude out of Atlanta named TR3, and I started listening to him I think in 2019. Um, and he uploaded a EP to SoundCloud. I don't know if it's still available, to be honest. Um, it's called Grief. It's a EP called Grief, and oh yeah, it is still up. Wow. Yeah, it's on SoundCloud. Um, but yeah, that's actually the Grief EP by TR3. Honestly, might be my favorite album in this style. Uh, unless you count like stuff Mavi. I guess Let the Sun Talk I like more than the Grief EP. And Shadowbox too, if you want to count that. I don't really consider Shadowbox to be in this style. Um, and even like Navy Blue's latest album, I don't really think that's in this style either, even though he's like part of that scene. It sounds like a very different thing. I'm trying to think. Do you have any more examples of artists in that lane?
Um, Not on the top of my head, and if I did, I don't know if I would be eager to just like bring them up as like Earl inspired people, but
Yeah,
it was less. I mean, artists is a part of it, but also just like listeners. Like I feel like people like like it really resonated with listeners because of like just how like just bleak it feels. Like you know what I mean. But like in like not, but like in a very like human way.
like
Like
Vulnerable.
yeah. Yeah, nah, I don't even know if vulnerable is the word, but it's like he's like I don't know. To me, he's always been really good at creating mood and like
Hmm.
just in how he raps, what he's rapping about, like the beats, the textures, everything, and and you know like the new one. I think that might be my favorite Earl album. The new one that came out.
Utility.
No. The one.
Oh, Live, Laugh, Love.
Yeah. That one's really I really fuck with that one.
Yeah, I love that album, honestly. That was I that album made me really happy because that was the first time I've loved an Earl album since like 2015.
But I don't like shit. One.
Yeah, but I even loved Solace, the EP. I think Solace is amazing. Um, but yeah, I'm like I said, I'm really glad that I decided to revisit it. Um, one quick uh side note, I remember like when this album came out and like when Mike was like first getting really popular and everyone was like, "Oh, I love slums. Uh, I love the slum sound." But like I gotta call bullshit on that because nobody was listening to anybody in slums other than Mike. Like nobody talks about like nobody's I actually did. Like I checked out the other dudes in slums. I listened to every King Carter album. I listened to the Jody 10K shit, Jazz Jody. Um and then people would like assume that Madani's in slums or that like anybody doing that style was in slums. And it's like, no, like you guys don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Um, so King Carter, he has very solid releases. I don't well, he actually put out a new one like at the very beginning of this year that I thought was pretty cool, called Divine Timing. But um like the earlier stuff, I thought there were highlights on it. Like the Prisoner of Mind album has some songs I really like, but as a whole, I thought it was just okay. And then to be honest, Jody 10K. So I actually loved his first album as Jazz Jody that came out in 2015. And then the second album that came out in 2017 was just okay to me, but it still had some shit I liked. But then by 2019, I think his music kind of turned to shit, to be honest. However, uh, he did put out one more album after that in 2020 that I have not heard. And as far as I can tell, people seem to really love that one. So I might try to check that out. But yeah, Jazz Jody, Good Intentions is a really dope album. If you had to check out one song from it, I would suggest the closing song, Rick James. Um, Lyrically, it's not really that interesting, but um, sonically, it's very good. So yeah, I don't know. Are slums still a thing?
I don't believe so.
Damn. Okay, well, in other news, there's this other project I listened to called This Is Phil Spector
Oh shit, yeah,
by
yeah,
Hester
that's me.
Valentine. So let's talk about that real quick.
Oh,
Um,
sick.
this is a EP that came out on April 29th, it looks like. Production from Bloom Cycle, Bloodblixing, Protagonist, Outside House, and Hester Valentine himself. Um, I think this is my favorite Hester Valentine project.
I
It's like neck and neck with I'm the Female Wheezy. Like I like them about the same, but I think that Hiding is my favorite song I've heard from you. Wait,
Yeah,
is
that
that the
one
right
is
one I'm
really
thinking of?
dope.
Hold on, let me make sure. Yeah, Hiding. I love that song.
That's that's the second to last one, right?
Yeah.
Uh, Yeah, that one is I really like that one too.
Um, so on the version of the project that you sent me, there are 5 tracks,
Yeah.
and then I see on the Bandcamp version there are 4 tracks.
I'm gonna add that one back. I took it down, but I'm gonna add it back.
So
I
wait,
think
so
I might.
when it first came out, was that like included or
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When it first came out, it had all five, but then I took it down. But I'm
that
gonna link
song
to it.
is
Send it.
do you rap on that song? You sing on that one, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So did you take that down because it's like why did you take that down? What made you
Um,
want to take it down?
uh, I like I just heard it and I was like I don't know. I was like, I'm not sure at this point. Like, this may need to go back in the oven.
Hmm.
So, so I was like, all right, you know. And then I was like, and then part of me was like, is it just like a tighter record without it? Like maybe just, you know. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I do think it adds a lot. So,
I
uh,
actually really like that song to be honest. And what sold me on the so I already liked it, but what made me really like it was the I don't know who that is speaking at the end, but when they're talking about long distance relationships,
yeah,
that shit triggered me because I've only ever been in long distance relationships and I can't disagree with a single thing he said.
yeah, yeah. I thought that clip was like really like funny a little bit because just because of how overwhelmingly negative he is. Like like he sees no light in it at all, which I thought was like really fun. But and then like I don't but I thought there was like something that I don't know, to me it felt related to the song and it felt like complementary colors that like kind
Mm.
of brought each other out and like and yeah, it just made perfect sense.
Mhm.
So I'm happy it resonated with you in that way.
Yeah. Yeah, that as soon as I heard him say that, like once he started talking about it, like my ears perked up and I was like, oh shit. So yeah, I really like that. Um, yeah, every single track I enjoyed.
Sick. Yeah, yeah.
And I feel like it's in a similar style to the stuff you've already done, but I think I don't know if I'm just getting more acclimated to it or if you're like developing the sound further, but I think this is like I think this works really well. Like I think you got something here,
Thank you.
basically.
I appreciate that. Yeah, nah, I appreciate that. Like, I think it's a combination of the two. Like,
Hmm.
I think I think the more you sit with it, the more it maybe grows on you. And
Hmm.
because I think like as like immediate sounding as my music can be, I think it also requires patience. It's
Hmm.
like it's like an annoying little brother. Like, like like you gotta live with it a little bit to kind of like love it.
Hmm.
But but yeah, like yeah, nah, I really appreciate that. Yeah, that like um I put it together pretty quickly. Like I think on Twitter I said like my main goal was just to not like make something cooler than the album I was working on. So I just wanted to release
Hmm.
something and I was feeling creative, so I was like I had a little idea and I was like let me run with it. Like the I
Hmm.
think the second track was like the first one that kind of got me started because I
Hmm.
was like looking through Lucy's and I was like, "Oh, I got a super dope idea for this." And like I did it and then like then I built like the other ones around it.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's I'm excited to hear the album you're working on.
Oh yeah, nah, I'm excited to work on it more. Like I'm cracking at it daily, and
If
getting
you
good
had
feedback.
to give a estimation of the percentage, like progress bar
Yeah,
of completion on this album, where would you say you are?
10%.
Bet.
I'm like, yeah, yeah, no, no, I'm not anywhere near the finish line, but it's gonna, I think it's gonna build fast. So like once, cause right now I got 3 tracks recorded,
Hmm.
and yeah, it's just gonna like, it's gonna like 3 is gonna become 6, and it's gonna become 9 and 12,
Hmm.
and then I can start shooting videos and stuff like that, and really start building it out.
So you're
So
locked in, basically.
yeah, 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 yeah. Like I'm getting past the ideation phase. Like that was like probably like the first like 4 months and maybe like last 2 months of last year. So like a good like 5, 6 months of just like conceptualizing, and now I'm like
Hmm.
starting to see things come to fruition. So
Word.
I'm happy about my 10%.
Dope, dope, dope. Um, so last weekend I attended a concert and I would kind of like to share my experience. Wait, wait, wait. Can you still hear me? Oh no. Oh no. Ladies and gentlemen, we appear to have lost Hester. I think his internet dropped out. Um, oh no. He has disappeared from the Zoom meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, this is unprecedented. This has never happened before. Oh, he's back. Okay.
Damn, that's crazy.
That's gonna be a funny moment. What up?
All right. How much did you like? How much of that did you get? Any of it, or is
No,
that
I got like all of it.
Oh, okay.
But like yeah, once I started talking, that's when I noticed you were frozen.
Oh yeah, nah, yeah, as well.
Um,
I think it was beat up.
well, okay, so did you hear anything I said?
No.
Okay.
What did he say?
I said last weekend I attended a concert and I would kind of like to recount my experience. So it was in my hometown of Durham, North Carolina. It was the first show of the Mercy Tour from Armand Hammer. Um, the opener was Lord Jah-Monte Ogban. Um, and this is the best show I've ever been to in my life. Not only because the actual performances were amazing, but also just because of all the shit that I experienced while I was there. So I got there like 20 minutes before the show was supposed to start. Um, and are you frozen again, or can you hear me?
Nah, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, you're just standing still.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
and okay, so I go in there. I walk in, and I kind of like stand to the side, like near the wall on the right side of the building. And then pretty quickly, this guy approaches me and he's like, "Yo, are you Nick?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" He's like, I'm Groovy Rob from Discord." So I was like, "Oh shit." Well, I knew he was gonna be there. So I was just like, "Yo, what's up?" And we started chatting a little bit. Um, Shout out to Groovy Rob. He is in the Rap Music Plug podcast Discord server. That's how I
Salute,
first,
Rob.
I think, became
Yeah,
familiar with him. And he also is in my server. If if anyone's interested in joining that, just hit me up and I'll send you an invite.
he's
But
also in
yeah,
my server as well.
yeah. He's also in Hester's server. So eventually we're talking a little bit and I'm like, "Yo, I need to use the bathroom. I'll be right back." And he's like, "Okay, bet." So I start walking to the bathroom, and then as I'm like walking, I make eye contact with this guy, and he nods at me and he's like, "Yo, what's up, man?" And I just look at him and I'm like, "Blix?" And he's like, "Yeah, what's up?" And I was like, "Bruh." So it was blood blixing. And I was like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" Like I had no idea. What are you doing in North Carolina? And then he was like, "I'm just here for the show." And I was like, "Damn, that's what's up." So yeah, it was really cool to meet him. I had no idea that was gonna happen. Okay, so like when I walked in, I saw him and I thought to myself, that dude looks a lot like Blood Blixing. But like I just assumed it was a lookalike or some shit, right? Um, but yeah, that's
Doppelganger,
yeah.
yeah.
Um, and it was weird, it was funny as fuck because if you listen to Blood Blixing rap, like you would assume that he's like a very uh obnoxious person or like just like the way he raps, he sounds like very bombastic and like he yells when he's rapping, but like in real life he's like the chillest person ever. Like so chill that it like weirded me out a little bit because I did not expect that based on the way he raps.
People be
Um
chill. People do be chill.
yeah.
You know, like like that's what I like about music. You know,
hmm
like you get I remember I was talking with I forget I was talking with someone about this, but it's cool because it's like not real, right? So like all the shit that like you can't do like interpersonally, you could
hmm
just do in the music, and that's why niggas be yelling.
Yeah.
Cause like you really can only be chill around people. Like, like what are you gonna do? Just yell at people? Like you can't do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so that's why this music shit is fire, you know? You
Yeah.
get to just yell at people.
Yeah, that's a very good point. So, like at the end of last year, I put out a song and it was like it was a joke, obviously. Like every song I've ever put out like to the public has been a joke. But you can't just like express yourself that way in a conversation. Like you can express yourself on a song in ways that like are not possible just by talking to someone.
Yeah, and like, and just in terms of just like norms and shit. Like on that song that you put out, like you were making sounds and like saying things that like if you said it in regular conversation, like there would be no place for it, like
Yeah.
but like these are like ideas that you had that like you thought were funny or interesting, whatever, and like there's like a place that it can live now that isn't like destructive to like other people.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's kind of heat, like
Yeah.
that's why motherfuckers be chill, because if not, then you be fucking yelling at people
hmm
for no reason because he has no place to put that.
Yeah.
Well, not
Um
him specifically. I'm just in
yeah, yeah,
general.
yeah.
But that could
Um
just not be true either. But that's my narrative, and I'm sticking with it.
no, yeah, I agree. Um so yeah, I took a picture with Bloodblixing. Um so that was cool. And then I walked into the bathroom and it was this was like I'm not used to going to shows this big usually. So I was kind of anxious and I tried to pee but nothing would come out. So I just kind of like walked out. I just gave up. I was standing at the urinal for like a minute and a half and I was just like it's not gonna happen.
Damn, nerves made you not pee.
Yes.
Oh
I
no,
couldn't relax. I couldn't like, you know.
that's like the opposite of nah. That's kind of heat. Like you like if you don't wet your pants, you just like can't wet. That's crazy.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't like
I didn't know there was
yeah.
like an option to this. I didn't know that you can like either like pee your pants or like not pee at all. Like I didn't know like
I don't think I've ever peed my pants from anxiety, but I'm glad that that's not an experience I've had. But yeah, anyway, so I walked out and then the first set from Lord Jah-Monte started and it was pretty fire. Uh I had just listened to the album that he put out in January. It's called As of Now. I had just listened to it for the first time earlier in the day because I knew I was gonna be seeing him. And I was always planning on listening to it, but there's just like sometimes you just don't get to shit. So, but that album is easily his best album in my opinion. I think that album's dope as hell. Uh, and I've enjoyed work from him in the past, but this one is like the one where he like really like I was completely sold on this one, basically. I was like, all right, he's got it. He knows what he's doing now. Not that he like didn't know what he was doing before, but just like he's really uh figured it out. He's figured out the formula. Or not formula has like a negative connotation, but the magic recipe. I'll say that. Um so yeah, his set was fire. And then as soon as his set ended, I rushed over to the merch table because I knew there was going to be a line and I didn't want to, be stuck waiting the whole time. So I bought a cassette of the album, and as I'm buying it, a dude walks up to me and he's like, "Yo, are you OG Nick Marsh?" And I was like, I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Yo, I'm Mike Digi." And I was like, "Oh shit." Mike Digi produced, I think it was the last. I don't know if has Delete Glitch put anything out since December. The album they did together came out in December, I believe. Very dope album. Uh, Hail Soup for the Soul. Yeah, it came out December 14th last year, and it's a really good. It's a great album actually. My favorite song on there is the one with Benji Socrates, um, Pigsty, and then a close second for me would be the Black Chai collab, which is called Extended Release. Um, but yeah, that album's really dope. And Mike Digi, Mike Digi, it was really nice to talk to him because he was just like praising my blog the whole time. He was just like, "Yo, I love what you do." Um, and I was like, "Damn, this is really nice." And then like right after he told me he was Mike Digi, the guy working the merch table, um, he was like, "Yo, what'd you say your name was?" And I was like, "OG Nick Marsh." And he was like, "Oh shit, what's up, man? I'm Gonza from Twitter." And I was like, "Oh shit." Um, so yeah, I don't know exactly what Gonza does, but he's clearly heavily involved in the scene. Um, so that was really cool. So then after I bought the cassette, I walked over to the bar and was getting a drink. And then after I got my drink, Gonza came up and tapped me on the shoulder. And he was like, "Yo, come with me." And then he introduced me to Lord Jah-Monte Ogban. Um, and Jah-Monte and I already followed each other like a week prior to the show. Um, but this was my first time. Like we never like directly communicated with each other. We were just following each other. Um, so it was really cool to talk to him. And I don't remember everything we talked about, but I do remember at one point he was like, "Yo, who were you talking about on Twitter that the other day?" Because he was asking about that guy who was being a dickhead to me, whose album I leaked because I was really fucking mad at him.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I so just a side note, I I took down the leak of that album like two or 3 days after that. Actually, it might have been a week later. Um,
yeah. So I let that shit sit for a second.
yeah, and in hindsight, I didn't need to go that hard on him. That was not necessary, but I was just really angry for whatever reason. I was just because like I'm 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 over it at this point, but like I was like genuinely more angry than I've been in years when that happened. Um, so yeah, Jamonte was like, "Yo, who are you talking about on Twitter?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's just this asshole." And he was like, "Oh, okay, bet." Um, and then after that happened, um, I can't remember exactly how this happened, but there was this other dude I was talking to, and he was like, "Wait, you're OG Nick Marsh?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh, dope, dope." And I was like, "Wait, do we follow each other or something?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm Chaos." And I was like, "Okay." And then he pulled up his Instagram. I didn't recognize him when he just said Chaos, but then he pulled up his Instagram and it was Chaos the Baker, who's a rapper from I think he's from Charlotte. Um, and he's worked with Jah-Monte on multiple s- things. Um, so yeah, so yeah, shit like that just kept happening, and like he was like, when I saw that he was Chaos the Baker, I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like I just kept running into people that I was aware of or knew online, but wasn't expecting to meet. Um, so I think that was the last. Well, I did meet Dash Lewis after the show. Uh, so that was really cool. Um, all right, here's my impression of Dash Lewis when I met him. Hey, what's up, man? Nice to meet you, dude. That's it.
I hope someone like sends that to Dash. I want Dash like to be aware that that happened. Like, it just
I'm probably gonna clip that and send it directly to him. Um, but yeah, so one other person I want to make sure I mention that I met is this dude named Wavy Living. So it's Wavy Living, all one word, but there's a period after the V, the first V. So it's like wave files.
mm,
Um and so we were talking a little bit, and there was this other guy. Um yeah, okay, so the other guy he was talking to was from New York. And when he found out he was from New York, he was like, "Yo, have you heard of someone named Jay Cinema?" And when he said that, I was like, "Yo, Jay Cinema is actually the person who put me on to Lord Jah-Monte Ogban back in 2020." And I didn't think to point out that I was actually wearing June Cinema merch literally at the show. Like he was talking about Jay Cinema while I'm wearing a Jay Cinema shirt, and I didn't think to point that out to him. Like I just didn't make that connection for whatever reason. I was also a little drunk, so maybe that's why. Um,
that'll do it.
yeah. So yeah, we talked about that, and then
What am I wearing?
he's like he's asking me about the blog, and I think he was like looking at it, and he was like, um, so have you heard of someone named Sleep Sinatra? And I was like, yo, that is actually my favorite rapper right now.
He said, "Have I?"
Yeah. And he was like, "Oh, really?" Um, I can't remember. I think he said the way he found out about Sleep was because Sleep like bought his album or some shit. But that was like years ago. I may be getting some of these details wrong, by the way, but this is just what I remember based on the conversation we had. Um, so yeah, and I when I got home, I remember before I left, I told him I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna check your music out as soon as I get home." And he was like, "All right, dope." And then I got home and I fell asleep. But like a day or two later is when I checked out the album that he put out. Um, and he's really dope. He's a very good rapper, and I think he produces all his own shit too. The name of the album I heard was hold on, Splendid. It's called Splendid Cinema. Yes, indeed. And yeah, well, to be honest, I think there are like three tracks at the end that I haven't heard yet because I got distracted. Like that happens a lot. Like I'm always trying to listen to an album and then like someone will hit me up and be like, "Yo, do you want to smoke?" And I'll be like, "Okay, yeah, let's go." And then I'll just like the issue is every time I listen to an album, I try to start it from the beginning. So like I would get distracted and stop listening to it, And then when I would go back to it, I'd be like, all right, I want to start from the beginning. And then that would just keep happening. Um, so that's kind of what's happened with that album. But I'm already loving what I'm hearing. So yeah, and it actually came out like earlier this year. So it's a pretty recent release. Um, but yeah, it's he's a talented dude. Um, but yeah, I think that's everyone I met there. If I'm forgetting someone, I'm gonna feel really bad, but I think that's pretty much it. Um, oh,
That's fire.
I didn't even talk about the actual Arm& and Hammer performance. Um, to be honest, for like the first half of their set, I wasn't paying that much attention because that's when I was talking to Jah-Monte. Um, but at one point, while I'm like in the back of the room, I'm talking to someone, and then I'm just like, wait a minute, what the fuck is happening? Because Billy Woods was rapping, and he was fucking going crazy, dude. I don't know if have you ever seen him live?
Yes.
Bro, that dude is fucking he was already one of my favorite rappers, but like after I saw him live, I was like, yo, this dude might actually be the GOAT. Because he was like going crazy, bro. I love how like aggressive and loud he was like he was fucking like he sounded so vicious on the mic, bro. He was like he sounded fucking I can't think of the best word to use, but vicious will work. He was just like he fucking killed it. And of course, Elucid was incredible too. My favorite song he did, or the best performance, or like best part of his performance, in my opinion, I think the song he did was from the 48 Hours EP that's physical only with the purchase of the Shed Bash album vinyl. Um, I haven't heard that EP because I don't have the vinyl, but um, I think Dash Lewis said that that song was the best song on that project. And yeah, that shit was fucking crazy. So Elucid, one of his most popular songs is Spelling, uh, where he's rapping about like, you know, casting spells lyrically, basically. And like that's all I could think of when I saw him rapping in front of me. Like he literally looked like the way he was rapping, he felt like a wizard, pretty much. It was fucking amazing. Um, so yeah, that's definitely the best concert experience I've had so far.
That's fire. That's like an ideal scenario, low key. Like you like show up to a show and mad people know you
Yeah.
and address you by like every part of your alias, you
Yeah.
know? Like OG Nick Marsh, like is crazy because you never call anyone their first and last name.
Yeah, right.
And then a moniker on top of it, that's ill. Niggas fuck with you.
Well, you know
That's
what's
love.
funny is before I even started calling myself OG Nick Marsh, I did notice that for whatever reason people just referred to me as Nick Marsh. Like they would always say my first and last name, and I didn't know why, and I still don't know why. People always just call me Nick Marsh.
I mean, you did say you met Dash Lewis, but
Oh yeah, that's true.
I mean, I don't know that. And now I'm trying to remember. I'm happy this recorded. Now I can go back and see if you like referred to him as Dash Lewis multiple times. I mean, no, you did. You said this is my impression of Dash Lewis when
Yeah.
you.
Well, if I just say Dash, they're gonna think I'm talking about like that rapper who's Dame Dash's son who works with Absol and Earl and shit.
That is
Um,
true. They
yeah.
are often confused for each other.
Yeah. Um, So yeah, that was my Arm and Hammer experience. Um, and now I'm going to be going to any Arm and Hammer show I can whenever they're performing near me because I was actually sad the next day. I was like, fuck, I wish I could rewind. Yeah.
Because of the set or just the night?
Then the set actually.
Fire.
Yeah.
You should like follow them like around,
Wait, what's
like
that?
some
Isn't there a term for that where you're like following someone who's touring around?
groupie. I don't know. I don't know. It's like some almost
Something like
famous
that.
shit. Like
Yeah. So there's a lot of shit that I've heard since the last time. I'm not going to talk about every single thing I've listened to because we'd be here all day, but I want to make sure I mention some of my favorites. So I got to shout out Sage the 64th Wonder. This guy started sending me music last year, I believe. Um, and he's direct to consumer only. Well, for the most part, I think he has a couple projects on streaming now, actually, like a couple EPs. But he sends me all his shit pretty much on Untitled, and that shit fire. My favorite album so far that I've heard is it's called The Standard Deviation. I actually just bought the CD, um, so I'm looking forward to getting that. And this album kind of fucking blew my mind the first time I heard it. To be fair, I was also drunk this time. So I think that kind of elevated my enjoyment because if I'm drunk and I hear a song that's like really fire, I feel like I enjoy it way more than I would if I was sober. Um, the particular song that stood out the most to me from this album is track 3, which is called Dragon Style Fist Shapes. This song is fucking incredible. Um, that beat that Sage produced is fucking crazy. And so after I heard the whole album, I messaged him and I was like, yo, this shit is crazy. You sound like RZA in his prime, production wise, but like a modernized version of it. And his response was apparently he's from Chicago and he's pretty well known in Chicago, I believe. Apparently in Chicago he's wait, hold on. Let me make sure I say this properly. I'm reading my messages that I sent to him. I can kind of tell that I was drunk when I sent this shit. But it says so I said, "Nigga, I am copying a tape as soon as I get some money. Yeah, I'ma definitely be spreading the word about this." And then I said, "Bruh, that third track made me want to flip a table. I haven't finished listening yet, but this is already crazy. This shit sounds like it was produced by Prime RZA." And then he immediately said, "They call me Chicago's RZA. I wish I was lying." And I was like, "Damn." But yeah, so that the whole album is fire. That's definitely my favorite track. That okay, so the thing about that song is the flow that Sage tapped into for his verse was like insane to me. And not like it was like a super technical, intricate, difficult to pull off flow. It was just like this shit sounds incredible. Like the way he rode that beat sounded fucking crazy. Um like if you there's I don't think it's possible to listen to that song without nodding your head, basically. And I think that's pretty much everything I have to say about that. Um, all the features are dope. So he's the head of a collective in Chicago, which I think is called Slump Gang or something like that. Um, and I'm not really familiar with the other artists yet. Um, I've heard them on the features they've done, and they're all really good, but I haven't become familiar enough to like be able to recognize them when I hear their voice. But yeah, I've been having a good time familiarizing myself with Sage the 64th Wonders material. And also um he's like a really talented artist, like visual artist. I think he does all his album covers and he like makes his own manga that he sells to people. Um so that's cool. And like people be commissioning him to draw shit for them. Uh I think he I feel like at one point he insinuated that that's like his main thing, and then he just does music for fun on the side. But I might be wrong. I could be totally full of shit. So don't take that with a grain of salt, basically. So yeah, there are two more albums I want to make sure I talk about. The first of which is called The Drifter's Memoir by Iceberg Theory and Lunar. This is my favorite Lunar album. And to be honest, I actually think this might be my favorite Iceberg Theory album now, which is saying a lot because Iceberg Theory is one of my favorite rappers of all time. Uh, a lot of his music, a lot of his albums are fully produced by August Fanon, who is like my favorite producer. So the fact that Lunar was able to like create this with Iceberg Theory kind of fucking blew my mind. I've only purchased the digital version so far, but I'm definitely gonna try to get a cassette. Um, my favorite song is Amethyst Rosary, and so like Iceberg Theory is an incredible rapper, and I've never heard a verse from him that wasn't great. Um, so I already knew the rapping was gonna be fire, right? But Lunar's production is fucking excellent on this album, man. Like these are the best beats I've ever heard from Lunar, to be honest. He like and what's really cool about this album is it was exciting for me because I think like back in 2024 maybe um Lunar put out an EP. Let me make sure I get this right. It's called The Drifter's Ailment. This was actually 2023. The Drifter's Ailment is only two tracks, but it was fire, dope as hell, and it actually ended up on my year-end list for EPs in 2023. But like I said, it was only two tracks. It was very short. So I didn't know if like if there was I don't know if they were already working on this or they like planned the Drifter's memoir when they did the Drifter's Ailment, but the Drifter's Ailment was fire. The Drifter's memoir is like on a whole other level. This is like a damn near perfect album to me. And it's probably top five of the year for me at this point. Um, I can't praise it enough, to be honest. I don't really have any complaints. Uh, yeah, fucking love that album. Uh, the features are crazy. Shout out to Matt Mars. So Matt Mars and I uh had kind of like I don't know how to describe it, but basically at one point we weren't fucking with each other. Um, so in hindsight, I think I was kind of tripping a little bit. Um, it was like a, maybe like 2022 or 2023. Matt Mars reached out to me and he was like, "Yo," um, and he sent me his music basically. So I listened to it. I thought it was solid, and I gave it a 6 out of 10 on Rate Your Music. And he was very upset with me about that. And he kind of blew up at me in my DMs and then blocked me. And then that was like a long time ago. And then that was just the last of it. And then after I heard this album, I was like, damn, this dude still has me blocked over some shit that like I don't even really care about anymore. Um, so I just tweeted, Matt Mars, I really like your rapping. I hope you're not still mad at me. And then $2 Will sent him that tweet. And then Matt Mars followed me and DM'd me and he was like, "Yo, uh, we're good, bro. Sorry about that. I was low-key tweaking back then." Um, and yeah, so now we're cool again. And this album is so good that it squashed a beef between me and Matt Mars. Um, it wasn't really beef, but yeah, I love this album and everyone listening to this should listen to it.
Oh, that's crazy. I was muted.
Were you saying shit?
Yeah, yeah. I was getting my shit off. I was like, damn.
Damn.
I was talking about how much I love the positivity. I love seeing like, beef ended through just, the love of music.
Yeah.
And then you said it wasn't beef. I was like, nah, it was beef. Like, like he blocked you. That's beef.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I guess.
that's an aggressive move right there. Block me, you just excommunicated me from your social media life. Like, am I nothing to you?
Yeah. But like I think it's because like the cause of that was like so like such a non-issue that like that's why I don't really think of it as beef. Um, but yeah, I'm glad we're cool with each other now. Um, and I think I just stuttered a little bit. I didn't mean to do that, but I think Matt Mars just put out another album like on Friday, I think. I haven't heard it yet, but I'm gonna check that out for sure. Um, and then so the last album I want to talk about is the new album by Lync Lone and Bloodblixing called The Botanist. So there's The Botanist, which is on streaming platforms, and then there's The Botanist Gangsta Edition. Um, I've only heard Gangsta Edition all the way through. I started the regular or like streaming version, um, but I was talking about how I get distracted a lot, and that happened. Um, but yeah, this is my favorite Blood Blixing album now, and it's also my favorite Link Lone album now. Um, production's fire. Link Lone and Blix have like a really nice chemistry. They just work really well together. All the features are fire. AJ Suede has an awesome verse. Sleep Sinatra, of course, has a fire verse. Big Spencer went crazy. Def C's on here. Iceberg Theory and Doof. Doof is someone who I've been aware of for like over half a decade at this point, but I've never listened to a full rap album from him, which I probably should try it. I usually am kind of indifferent towards his features that I've heard. Or like I think they're cool, but like they don't stand out that much to me. But I think I listened to like an instrumental project he put out a while ago, which was cool. Um, but yeah, he's 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 a cool cool artist, and I should probably check out more of his stuff. So yeah, but yeah, so The Botanist came out on 420. It's the ganja inspired release. It's a ganja themed album, and they just like they were like world building on this album. That's how I feel about this album. And like I love the album cover, but yeah, this is a really awesome album to me. Okay, so the difference between the Gangsta edition and the regular The Botanist album on streaming, I just realized I didn't explain that. So the Gangsta edition is Bloodblixing's version of the album, where he mixed it, or like if you look in the description on Bandcamp, it says raps by Bloodblixing and Lync Lone, other contributors noted, fully produced by Bloodblixing, and then it says mixed horribly by Bloodblixing with help from Lync Lone. Um, so if you're familiar, anyone who's familiar with Bloodblixing is aware of kind of his signature horrible mixing. That's like it's so crazy to me how like Bloodblixing is the only artist I know of who has like somehow made doing something poorly into his like selling point, basically. Like that's what makes his, or I think his music would be fire even if it was, if it wasn't mixed the way it was. But the mixing is like it gives it like a signature aesthetic that kind of permeates his catalog. Sometimes it's more noticeable than other times, like on the Block Heavy album that came out last year. I didn't really even think about the mixing. Like it just sounded like a good album to me. Um and I think it's mostly because I've just gotten used to it at this point since I've heard so much of his music. But yeah, I know a lot of people still don't really like the poor mixing is still kind of a barrier to entry for a lot of people. And like even when I started listening to him at first, it was kind of a turn off, but I was able to get past that pretty quickly, to be honest.
Yeah, nah. Sour bubbly.
Have you heard this one yet?
Nah, I haven't.
Hmm.
I haven't. I'm sleeping.
I'm a big Link Lone fan. Um,
I'm gonna listen to this right after this.
uh, one thing I realized, listening to this album, I was like, damn, Link Lone vocally kind of delivers his bars the same way Earl Sweatshirt does these days. Like people are always talking about how Earl sounds lazy and like half asleep and like high as fuck whenever he raps now. And I think Link Lone does the same thing, but I prefer Link Lone doing it, to be honest. I've gotten to a point where I still like it from Earl now, but like there was a long period where I was like I need Earl to wake up. But if that never really bothered me with Link Lone. I think it sounds cool when he does it.
Hold up, I'm gonna get a water real quick.
But yeah, I'm gonna take some sips as well. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is episode 9 of the Greetings Earthworms podcast. We're honored to have you as a listener right now. Uh we got a lot of great shit coming up for you. As we've discussed, Hester Valentine's working on another full-length LP. I got hella content coming up on Focus Hip Hop. Stay tuned. We're going to be having more guests on the show. I'm going to be doing more interviews. Subscribe to the Patreon. That's where I get like the most creative with the shit that I do. Um, I do a lot of experimenting on Patreon in terms of the content I put out. Um, and what else do I have to say? Follow at OG Nick Marsh on Instagram. Hester Valentine has officially returned to Instagram. You can find him at Hester Valentine Music. Uh, as I discussed earlier, his new EP, This Is Phil Spector, is available to stream and purchase on bandcamp.com. Just go to hester646.bandcamp.com and you'll find it. Uh, I don't know why the project's called This Is Phil Spector. I'm about to ask him that right now. What's up, baby?
Nope.
I was talking the whole time you were gone,
My
and
bad.
I am very proud of everything I just said. I was doing like a intermission type self promo thing. Um, but one thing as I was speaking, I realized I have a couple more questions about the EP you released. Um,
Oh yeah, hit me.
so I've noticed that on your Bandcamp, it just says Hester and it doesn't say Hester Valentine.
Yes.
Is that are you just going by Hester as an artist now or
It's tricky. I prefer just Hester. I think it's like a cleaner name.
uh
But I think Hester Valentine is like better for like
SEO?
searching. And it's like a hassle to like because like I don't think I can change it like on like streaming
Oh
unless
yeah,
like I get like a new I
new
have to like read.
profile.
Yeah, that's like a headache.
I see.
But I think Hester is like just like I'm cool with people just saying Hester. You don't have to say the whole
Right.
every time. It's
Gotcha.
kind of a mouthful.
hmm and the one other question I had, so the EP is called This Is Phil Spector.
Yeah.
Um, and I didn't really think much about the title at all until like literally just a few minutes ago. And I was like, wait a minute. I have no idea why that is the title. So I should probably ask him about that.
Yeah. I was listening to a This Is Phil Spector playlist, and like on the album that I'm working on, I don't know, like just thoughts I've been having about like just like the idea of like performance and like things being like dually true and untrue and whatever. I thought like Phil Spector was like a fun like little nod in that direction thought wise.
Uh-huh.
Like it's not like super conceptual or nothing like that. It was just like I was trying to give people a taste of like what's been like on my mind like musically and like thought wise, but like
hmm
not in like a super concentrated way, but just in like little like fragments. And that felt like appropriate. Even the cover was deliberately like that for a particular reason.
hmm
Um because I'm just trying to play with certain ideas, and you know, ideally this wouldn't be the best version of it, but you know, that was what was like the fun part of it for me.
That's cool. Um, I just saw your message that says I'm gonna get some grapes. And for whatever reason, that made me laugh. Um,
Yeah, I really wanted grapes.
I just find it funny that you felt the need to tell me that.
Because like I was like, I don't want to just walk away, but I also don't want to say into the mic, "Hey, I'm gonna go get some grapes." But you didn't see it, so I was like, "All right, fuck it." You know,
Yeah.
it's now or whatever for these fucking grapes.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay. So those are all the albums I want to talk about. But before we get out of here, I do want to do a quick self promo for the song that I just released as Dookie Homicide on Bandcamp. Um, it's called Wild Boar Rampage, an exercise in Jestermaxxing. So to explain the title, I have this note on my phone of like song title ideas, and I didn't have a title for this actual recording that I created. So I just pulled up the list of song titles that I had and I just chose a random one. Every single song title in that list involves an animal, and I don't think I did that on purpose, but there are only four in there, but yeah, they all have animals in the title. Actually, okay, so I think I did three, and then once I realized that that pattern was happening, that's when I was like, all right, I gotta get another animal title in there. The last one I came up, actually, I'm not gonna spoil that one because I'm probably gonna use that or something. But yeah, this song is, in my opinion, the best song I've ever released, which, isn't saying much, but this is probably the first one that I genuinely am really excited about and want people to hear. I don't think I've listened to this song all the way through a single time without laughing at some point. I think the part that usually gets me to laugh is when I start singing the Chili's baby back ribs jingle from that commercial. But yeah, I'm also very proud of the artwork that I created. And I think lyrically I definitely showed out. Um, one of my favorite lines is I'll give you a couplet. One of my favorite ones is ain't no one more different than Nick. I don't even piss when I shit. You're muted, but I can see you laughing.
I'm trying to find I'm
The
trying to
song.
find it. Yeah, I was listening. I can't remember where I listened to it on it though. I can't
Oh, if you
remember.
just go to my blog, it'll be up there.
But yeah, no, I agree with you. I definitely think it's the best song you put out.
Hmm.
I was like,
A
you on
big part of it,
Some Kendrick shit a little bit like.
a big part of it is honestly just I have to credit Lieutenant Headship for this. The headset that I'm wearing right now has a microphone attached, and every other song that I've done until this one, I literally just like held my computer up to my face and set it into the external microphone or like internal microphone actually. But so like the audio sounded like shit on all my other songs, and I still don't think it sounds like great, but um, it's pretty acceptable with the headset that he recommended I get. And it was also on sale when he sent me the link to buy it. So I only paid like $20 for this.
This is the first one that like sounded like serious.
Hmm.
Like when I was listening to it, I was like, he's being silly, but like I can also tell like on a certain level he wants me to enjoy this.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like the other ones, like I think like I listened to it and I was like it sounds like he wants to make something that people are enjoying, but like still he's like, I don't know, this is just fun. It's like, all right, cool.
Hmm.
This one I was like, all right, yeah, nah, I told you I was like, nah, he's doing a little Kendrick flow and shit. I was like, I was thinking, like I was like, cause like the beat, I was like, it sounded like is it the that's like the Doja Cat shit? Like, it was like,
Okay, so the beat, I literally just went to YouTube and typed Ice JJ Fish type beat and then chose one of the free ones that I could find.
yeah, that nigga ripped off some dope. I feel like I was like, is this like a remix? I was like, but then like, I was like, it's like a sample of some shit. I don't know,
Hmm.
but now you smoked that. I was like, nah, this is dope.
Damn. Well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of positive feedback on this. Um, and yeah, so to whoever's listening, if you haven't heard it yet, it'll be in the description. Everything we've talked about will be in the description. So, well, on YouTube at least. I think YouTube is probably the best place to listen to this podcast. Um, Apple Podcasts is cool too, though. Speaking of which, we actually got our first review on Apple Podcasts, and
Oh,
it was
sick.
quite positive. I think I already like showed it to you on Twitter. So the review was written by, I think this is the person. Well, yeah, I don't know what else that would be. It says Mata Leo, I think, or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's Mata hyphen Leao. So yeah, thank you to whoever you are. I've actually never seen that name before. So that's cool. But yeah, this is uh gonna be a very long episode. But yeah, we're I've said everything I have to say. Is there anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Oh yeah, no, I'm straight. I'm ready to get the fuck out of here.
Bet.
Salute to the listeners, salute to the reviewers and shit. Y'all do your thing, man. Keep your head up. Stay fancy, you feel me?
Hmm. Stay
Um,
hydrated. Eat some fruits and veggies.
legalize it, don't demonize it. We out this motherfucker.
And
This
as
is
always,
Earl. Bow, bow, bow.
peace out.
FocusHipHop.com, biznitch.